What's going on, folks? I'm going to show you how you would change out your brake pads on a 2016 Chevy Traverse. I'm actually working on the passenger side, and on this side, basically you always want to take off your wheel first. Of course, you got to do that, as well as secure your vehicle. I like to use a jack stands as well as a hydraulic jack. And once you take the wheel off, you should always put the wheel up underneath the vehicle for added security just in case something was to happen. But once you get the wheel off on the passenger side, all you have to do is take a size 13 socket, and you want to go down like that toward the ground. And once you do that, you'll have your screw out, which came out of your caliper itself. Then once you got that done, you want to do is take your caliper and just lift it up like that and kind of set it up that way. Now, of course, on this one, we have to push back your cylinders inside your caliper because they're all the way out, which we're about to do now using a C-clamp. But the first thing we're going to do, basically, is take one of the old brake pads off. These brake pads are super wore out. So we're just going to pull off, to take the brake pads out. You can see how they're in. I'm just kind of pulling them out like that. And once that comes out, now I can go ahead and take one of these old brake pads up here and use this to actually press back. I can take the old brake pad up here like this, and I can use this to go ahead and press this copper back. Go ahead and press it back.
Which way you want to go? This way?
Yeah, open it all the way up. So we're about to be pressing back the cylinders that's inside of this caliper with a C-clamp and the old brake pad. And you want to get it lined up. Yeah, get it behind it. Make sure you got it behind it. There you go. Now let's go ahead and tighten. So now what we're doing is using the C-clamp, to press back the caliper. It has two cylinders in it, one here and one here. So we're probably going to have to take it out the bottom and put it in the top one and do the same thing, pressing it back. Once again, this is on a 2016 Chevy Traverse. Yeah, so we got that one almost back in. Then what we're going to do is loosen your C-clamp up. See, that one's in now. So now we're going to do is go ahead and do the same thing on the top one to press that one back in. Okay, now you got it kind of open. Yeah. Always make sure when you're pressing back your caliper that when you got your C-clamp on it, you don't hit your brake line that's in the back of it. Okay, so now we're pressing this one back in. Yeah, you want to press it all the way back in, because if you don't, when you put your new brake pads on, your caliper itself won't go back down over your rotor because the cylinders in your caliper are so far pushed out from having old brake pads on it. Now go ahead on and do this one again at the bottom. Just slide it down. Yeah, but actually got to take it out. And go ahead and press that bottom one back in a little bit more. Now that you have your actual cylinders pressed back in, as you can see, next what you're going to be doing is going ahead on and putting on your brake pads. So we already took off this front one, and if you can see the brake pad, what you're going to want to do is take it like this. You kind of want to slide it in the bottom. You'll see like a little track right there. I like to stick the bottom in first and come up to the top and just kind of pop it in just like that. Then the back one, you want to take that back one off, so you're just sliding it out. That one's all tore up. So you know you need new brake pads. You don't want to let your brake pads get like this neither, because what it does is starts eating into your rotor, and next thing you know, you need new rotors or something. Yeah, you got that one there. Let me see those brake pads. You see how worn out this brake pad is versus this is how it's supposed to look. That's how much meat you're supposed to have on your brake pad versus how wore out these are. Now go ahead and stick that one in. Yeah, just like that. You can figure it right. Put the bottom in a little track first. Slide the bottom in and then pop the top in. Make sure you look at it. Look at where you're pushing it at. Alright, so now we got the brake pads in. Now we have that in. Sometimes also if you have grease, you may want to go ahead and put the grease in the tracks that you put your brake pads in. Something that can stop it from squeaking or make it easier for it to slide back and forth. But once you have your brake pads in, now all you have to do is go ahead and drop your caliper back down over top of your brake pads like that. So I just dropped it down. And once you have that down like that, now what you want to do is go ahead and grab your screw that'll go right here, right there. You want to go ahead and take your screw, put it back in the bottom, make sure that it's lined up correctly. Now you have that done. You want to go ahead and take your size 13 socket, you want to change it, and go ahead and tighten that up. And go ahead and tighten that up, and pretty much now you'll have this side changed. Always remember also, after you change your brake pads, you always want to pump your brakes first before you start driving, because the fluid that was inside of your caliper got pushed back up into your brake pad, your brake reserve underneath your hood. So you always want to make sure you pump your brakes before you start driving. Alright folks, once again, this is how you would change out your brake pads on a 2016 Chevy Traverse. Alright, please check out the other helpful videos and please subscribe. Thanks.